Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Intentional Favor and I'm currently an international student running my master's program in social work at the University of Chester here in the United Kingdom. And on this channel, I share my life experiences on issues pertaining to faith, lifestyle, but mostly I share experiences of studying abroad in the United Kingdom as an international student. So please, if you want to join this family, you are more than welcome to do so. Just hit the red subscribe button below. Also hit notification bell. By doing that, you will not miss out of any of my videos. So guys, today I'll be beginning a series I promised some weeks back that I'll be doing on this channel, and that is series on social work. So this is the start of it, and in today's video basically I'll just be talking about what social work is. I've gotten lots of questions from people. What is social work about? What do they do? And all of that. I never wanted to film this video before now because I actually wanted to have experience of social work, what social work is like in the United Kingdom, apart from what you get online. You get what I mean? If you go online, if you go and search several textbooks, you will find so many definitions of social work, of course, so you can find it online, right? So I didn't want to bore you guys with definitions and theories about what social work is all about. I really wanted to have that experience of social work, especially in the United Kingdom. I'll throw more light on this as I proceed in this particular video, but that is why this series is coming right now. So if you are aiming or hoping to come to the United Kingdom to study social work, you will find this video helpful because it will give you an insight into what social workers do here. And of course, this series will also help you. And by doing that, you'll be able to decide whether this is a course or a profession you would like to come in for or not. Is this something you have passion for? Is this something you think you can thrive in or not? So I believe those are some of the things that this video will be able to help you achieve or come to know about. So that being said, I have several videos on my channel already about social work that are specific to social work. For instance, if you are coming in for masters, I have a video on the application process for a master's program in the UK, in social work in the UK. Yes, I'll leave the link for all those videos up here. You will want to check them out. I have videos on eligible courses, which is one question I got so many times. People asking, this is my background. I have background in accounting. I have background in business admin and all of that. Am I eligible? Can I apply for masters in social work in the United Kingdom? I also have a video, check it out, telling you or convincing you that regardless of your background, you can come in to study social work at master's level in the United Kingdom. I also have a video where I talked about the rigors or the schedules of masters in social work, specifically how tedious it is, how stressful it is, and all of that. You also want to check out that video. So these videos are on social work, and this is a series, so I'll keep releasing some things about social work. We'll talk about this experience that I kept talking about in one of my videos, experience in health and social care. We will debunk what this experience is and how you can obtain this particular experience for you to be eligible to apply for masters in social work in the United Kingdom or even undergraduate. So many things will be coming in, but at this point, just a quick announcement, guys. If there's anything you want me to address regarding social work, or a question you have to ask, or something you really want me to talk about when it comes to social work or studying social work in the United Kingdom, go ahead and leave it in the comment section, and I'll take my time to film videos addressing those specific issues. So a lot of talk. Let's just go straight into what we have for today. So what is social work? Like I said, there are so many definitions of social work. The International Federation of Social Workers, that is the overall, like the highest body of social workers all around the world, has their definition. I think that is like more like the generally or most acceptable definition. You can check it online. Just go and Google IFSW definition of social work. You'll find it online. British Association of Social Workers, they have their own definition. So many authors, they have their definition of social work, and that's not what I'm here to say, but I just want to give you practical, like tell you what social work is all about and what they do based on my little experience here in the United Kingdom as a student social worker. So first of all, one thing you want to know about social work is that it is a helping profession. Yeah, social work is a helping profession. So basically what we do is to help people. We work with people to help them have an improved life. So a common things, or two things that are so common in every definition of social work you will see, is people and society. Yes, people and society. You always see these words coming up in any definition of social work you see. So that tells you that we work with people. So anything at the heart of social work is people, the masses, and of course generally the society, because when people's lives are improved, when they have a better life, the society at large will be a good place. So that is what social work in a nutshell is all about. We work with people, we help people, and of course to improve their life and to make sure that they have better living. In the United Kingdom, which is where I'll be focusing specifically, if you want to do your masters in social work in the so a country like Canada or United States, yeah, you find out that even at the point of registering, they will ask you what's your specialty, where would you master. They have clinical social work, they have children and family, they have loads of them, industrial, so many of them, and you have to decide at the point of your application which one you want to go in for. In United Kingdom, it's not like that. There are basically two broad aspects of social work, but regardless of these two, when you are coming in for your program in social work in the United Kingdom, it is generic in the sense that you won't be taught only one particular aspect and the other one will be left out. You'll be taught the whole aspect of social work. Then from your experience, from everything or your interest, you can now decide, oh, you know what, I'm going into this. So basically in the United Kingdom, social services or social work is divided basically into two: children and family social work and adult social work. That's just how it's divided. So it's not like America or Canada where you have occupational social work, health, clinical social work, this one social work, forensic social work, and all of that. No, here is generic and it's just divided into children and adults. Okay, so you can decide to work with children, and under that children there are so many segments under children. Of course, sometimes you have to work with children with disability, is an aspect of children's social work. There is also children in care, popularly called looked after children. So it all depends. There are so many aspects of it, but generally these are the branches or segments of social work here in the United Kingdom. The title social worker in the United Kingdom is a protected title, meaning that even as I am now, I'm a student social worker and I'm a licensed social worker in Nigeria. As far as I'm here in the confines of United Kingdom, I can never at this stage of my life call myself a social worker. If I say I'm a social worker, I can be sued for that. Yes, it's a protected title, so not anybody can call himself or herself a social worker. If you are not a social worker, by, of course, obtaining your degree in social work and registering with a body. For instance, there are several bodies of social work in United Kingdom. Of course, England has theirs. Wales, they have theirs too. Scotland, Northern Ireland, they all have theirs. For instance, in England, it's called Social Work England. If you're not registered with Social Work England and you have your degree and you've graduated as a social work student and you are now a qualified social worker, you cannot call yourself a social worker. If you do that, you will be sued. That's why even on placement, you dare not. Even on placement, you have to be careful. You call yourself student social worker. Hi, my name is this favor. My name is this. My name is that. I'm a student social worker. And you have to call yourself a student social worker. The public might just see you as a social worker or whatever. They can call you that, but you can correct them that you are not that, and you can never call yourself a social worker until you are qualified as one. So guys, I think I've talked a lot. I want to just use examples or practicalities to demonstrate what social workers do in the United Kingdom. I'll be starting off with children and family social work, which is where I did my last placement in, and I have like a good knowledge of what it's about. So here, social workers, what they usually do, like sometimes a referral comes in from the public or from a professional. Yeah, public or the professional. By that I mean here you know, I've said it sometimes that here people mind their business. It's quite true. You can have a neighbor, like you won't see them, or even if you see them, you just cross your way for months, for years, and there is really no communal life as it is in Africa, for instance. But when it comes to child protection, so many things. From my experience on placement bar, I found out that these people don't really mind their business. I will explain what I mean. So many times during my placement, I've had sometimes you receive a referral from the public. They'll just call social services. Of course, the public, they have the number to call, the number of social services to call. The same way that when there is emergency, you call 999. When it's this thing, you call police and all of that. You have all those numbers. So they have the number of the council, of the local authority authority where they can make a report. Sometimes even if they don't have that direct access, they might have some organizations, something like non-governmental organizations, that they can go and make a report. Then the professionals in that non-governmental organization, usually called PVI sector, they will call social services to send in that referral. So what I mean by them not really minding their business is that sometimes we just get a referral. Hello, this, please, I want to be anonymous. Yeah, most of them, they want to be anonymous. I want to be anonymous. I live at number 8 or number 9 or number whatever this street, and then my neighbor living next to me at number 11, I always hear shouting. The children are always crying. The children are always doing this. Every time there is this, every time there is this, the man is always hitting the woman. This one, this one, this one, this one. That's what they will call to report. And when they report, then the work starts from the front door. Usually, I think some, let me not use most, but I know many local authorities that call them MASH, Multi-Agency Safeguarding Hub, which is where they now get the referral. Then they screen that referral to determine the authenticity and also to determine the threshold of need. Okay, yeah. So when they do that, they now analyze it. They will call that referral again, get more information, and of course, they will check their system and also get information about those family that that we are referred, that this always happen in that family. Then the social worker will call this mom or the dad and say, okay, we received this anonymous referral saying that your children are always crying, your children are this, your children are that, and all of that. Sometimes, of course, they will deny it. They say, no, that's not true. Sometimes it can be malicious. Many times, depending on your screening, that's why you have to assess it, screen it to know if it's authentic, and then to know whether or not to determine the threshold of need. So sometimes from analysis and everything, you find out that it's a malicious referral. We disregard it. Sometimes the people might say that it's not true and they might be denying it, but in the real sense it's true. So you see that play that you'll be trained as a social worker to have basic skills in the university, and of course some skills and knowledge that you have to have, questioning skills for you to gather all this information to now make decisions, to analyze, to say, okay, this is the threshold of need. Is it level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4? I'm not going into that, but this is how it works. So for instance, after that screening, if it's found out that, this child is in need, like this child actually probably is a child protection case, that if nothing is done by that local authority, the child or the children in that family, they are at risk of significant harm. These are what you will be taught, Children Act 1989 and all of those stuff. There are so many laws, Section 17, Section 47, the most popular, okay? So when that is the case, for instance, you now found out that, oh my God, this child is in danger, that if nothing is done by the local authority, this child will be at risk of significant harm. Then what they will do is that they will write up the analysis and then pass it on to the duty social work, the duty team, their social work duty team of that day, and then they will take it off. So it can be assigned to you as a social worker. Look at this family, you read the referral, read what has happened, then you start taking action. So many times, for instance, the common referrals that come in is issue of domestic violence. Oh my God, guys, my eyes have been opened to the rate of domestic abuse in the United Kingdom. I mean, it's outrageous, especially in some towns or in some cities or communities. It's so much. So when that comes in, what you now do as a social worker, you go and complete what is called child and family assessment. You do your assessment, you incorporate the needs of the child, health, education, and so many things. But from your assessment, you have to map out a plan. So sometimes it can be a child in need, it can be child protection, and I'm not sure if I'm really doing justice to what social work is all about, but basically this is what we do, especially children and family social work. We are there to protect the interests of children and their families, make sure that children are safe. That's when you hear issues like child protection, okay? So when you think that this child is at risk of significant harm, the local authority, it's a duty on them, okay, by the law, that they have to do something to protect that child. And sometimes, based on the assessment that the social worker carries out, you might find out that for the safety of this child, you need to take that child away from that home. You need to take that child away from the family. Most times, it's actually where the parent, when you assess their parental capacity, you find out that they don't have the capacity, they cannot take care of these children. Or if the children continue staying with them, maybe their way of life or the way they are minimizing the risk, for instance, that this child is at risk. So that's why sometimes we hear some stories as a social worker. You deal with families, and sometimes, one thing about our job, we ask questions that even you as a person, you might be like, sometimes, depending on the skills in asking the question, sometimes you can feel like, why are you asking me this? Because we deal with lives, and sometimes you hear some stories that will demoralize you. Oh my God. I don't want to share stories, but I've had some things that you'll be like, oh my God, you can just get so emotional when you hear what has happened to a child, or what has happened to a woman, or what has gone, like so many things, you understand? So basically, social workers is not just about taking away the child, because I think probably you might have heard this about social workers, they take away the child belongs to the government. It's just for the protection of that child, based on analysis, based on assessment. If this child is at risk of significant harm, the child will be taken away. But most times we help families. For instance, there are families I've worked with that I have to help them with housing, because of course, you are the professional, and you need to know their rights, you need to know their privileges, and they'll help them, support them with getting accommodation, support them with assessing some benefits and all of that, depending on the group of people you are working with. Like I said, you can be working with children, looked after children that are in care. That is children that are already removed, and then they are put in care. Okay, yeah. So all of those stuff, the social worker will be allocated to them, and that is usually how it works. So we help people. Moving on to adults too. Sometimes for some reason, sometimes adults usually issue pertaining to mental health. Not always, believe me, but adult social work also is to help adults to have an improved outcome, probably victim of domestic violence, or people with mental health issues, mental health needs, and all these mamas. For instance, that if you are in the UK already and you're studying social work, if you are doing a care job, you see some of those mamas in nursing home, they all have social workers, okay, out there to protect them, make sure that they get the right payment, the right benefits, and all of them, and they are well taken care of in those nursing homes, not just that you leave them. You find out that sometimes some nursing homes, when they want to, like, a social worker is coming, like this person's social worker is coming, oh my God, they will kit up that particular person, dress the person well, and all of them, because social worker is coming. And if there's anything about that particular resident, the social worker can raise it up, and the nursing home is in trouble and all of that. So basically, that's what social work is all about. So I want you to assess yourself. Is this what you can do? Are you good at, do you have the heart to help people, to see people have an improved life, to see people, because most times we work with, probably not so common, but most times the people that we work with as social workers are people that are vulnerable, that are marginalized, people that are in poverty, people that are in need, basically, that need help, that, if you leave them, especially for children, for instance, like if you leave them, that they are at risk of significant harm, like I've always said. So people that are vulnerable, marginalized, people in poverty, people with mental health needs, people with disability, these are the people we help, just to make sure that they have an improved outcome, that they have a better life. That is what social workers do, especially in the UK, for example. So just assess yourself. Check if this is what you can do. Is this the kind of job you can do? If you hear stories, because believe me, you will hear shocking stories. You will hear so many things. I'm still going to film probably an episode because this is getting too long already, where I'll talk about some of my shocks about, being a social worker in the UK, or something like that. I'm still going to talk about that. But assess yourself. Do you have the heart to help people? Do you have that heart of helping people, see them have an improved life, working with people? And there's one thing difficult about working with people. It's not like maybe medical field, that this is what you do. You want to perform a surgery, this is the routine and all. There's really sometimes no hard and fast rule, because people are diverse. You meet somebody that is cool-headed, you meet another person that is another way the next time, and their needs varies. When you're working with people, you know that it's not one way, it is not rigid, because everybody, you treat them in an individualized way, and everybody, they have unique needs, they have unique personalities. So is this something you can do? Can you work with people? Okay, can you work with people? We don't work for people, we work with them. Okay, so are you good at working with people? Are you tolerant? Very, very important, because if you're not tolerant, you'll be frustrated. Are you somebody that is open? That you are open, and you love helping people regardless of the odds and all, because believe me, the burnout is, like, sometimes both emotionally and otherwise, it's not so easy. But believe me, it's a rewarding profession, especially if at the back of your mind, you like helping people, you like to see people have an improved outcome. When you help a family, when you help a child or an adult, believe me, it comes with this joy of seeing them living happy. Then if that's your passion, if that's what you love to do, then social work is for you. But if you're that impatient and you can't tolerate working with people, believe me, you don't have to think about coming in for social work, because you'll be frustrated along the line. So that being said, I think I've come to the end of this video. But remember, ask your questions. Do you think this covered what you were expecting? Are there still specific things you want me to address when it comes to this series about social work in the UK? Many more videos are coming on this series, and believe me guys, you will love them and you will enjoy them. So don't forget, please, if you like this video, don't forget to give it thumbs up, comment, share this video, and subscribe to my channel if you have not, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Until then, stay blessed, remain intentional, and take care of yourself. Bye.